You know, on your Incolloy heater, like, how's it different than a rod heater?
It's basically just a little bit. So your standard rod heater, it usually has a little bit thicker, thinner, Incolloy, so a little metal housing. Ours is a lot thicker, and then basically it's the components.
I mean, this is a very, it's thick. It is definitely thicker than all the rod heaters I've seen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what makes it?
And that's really the main difference. But they're very similar to a standard.
So when you say Incolloy, like, how is it different than a rod? I mean, just because it's zigzagged and curved a little bit, or because one of them's straight, one of them's like, what's the main difference? Like, is there? I've been told there's like there's like a technology or like patent pending, that no one's copied it. So all I know is your heater, it feels broad. It doesn't feel like like it doesn't feel like a rod. So what is going on here?
So what it is technically it's the housing behind the heater is just as important as the heater itself. So the thickness of that stainless steel backing in our heater is a little bit thicker too, because like one of your questions, Barry, mentioned that you had was how does it still do far infrared at 170?
Yeah, because other dealers are like, at the high level, at the low levels, like around 100, which is, the 9.4 microns, or, like how y'all say it's, is it 6.3 or 6.4?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I think it's 6.4 micron is the average output, based upon a normal range.
I mean, this definitely feels different than the 9. I don't want to mention names when I'm interviewing you because you're a different company, but let's get back to my question about these heaters. How is it different than a rod? Is it just because the back? So the heater's the same. Is the heater the same and just the backing is different?
No, it's the backing with it. So basically the diameter and the thickness of the exterior metal housing, so the Incolloy that metal housing on the outside, our heater is slightly thicker than most rod heaters, and then we made it bigger to actually allow more of the minerals and that ceramic.
Is there different composite? Like, is yours of the same composite material as theirs?
It's not the same. It's slightly different. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to pull up that data and send it over to you. But the main thing is that because we go thicker.
So how come no one is? How come no one is able to copy it? I mean, anyone can make a rod heater bigger.
Yeah, you can. It's just, basically we worked in conjunction with Packard and they did the design, and some of the patents are in like the heater shape and diameter and metal thicknesses. And people can copy it. It's just very expensive to do. So to go out.
So rod heaters are so much more cheaper. They're much cheaper, rod heater than yours. I mean, what makes yours so expensive? I know you're not gonna tell me like patented information, but like what makes it so much more expensive? Because yours is like one of the most expensive saunas out there. You and Sauna, you are like the most expensive. Like, what makes yours? I know the wood y'all use like clear gray cedar. Which is like, but I'm talking heaters now.
Yeah, basically the heater that we use is actually more expensive than the same wattage of a carbon heater, even the high quality LEMS. And we're talking a couple of dollars, but it is more money to produce our heater in that thickness and that all of that, even with the volume we do over a carbon heater. So it is a more robust heating element. Carbon heaters aren't very expensive, by the way, but if you buy, when you buy it in quantities.
Like clearly, all right. There's companies that have like 7-ply, 9-ply. Some of these other companies have like very thin layer of carbon. Some of them have like 7 layers. So those are expensive.
Exactly. So even like
I don't know if you. Clearlight. That doesn't. Their like Clearlight heater. That's carbon. Well, that's ceramic too. But that feels totally different than every other carbon out there.
Mm-hmm.
Clearlight's like. That's an experience in itself. But I'm saying. All right, let's get back. God, can we get back to the rod heaters? I'm trying to compare rod to the Incolloy because everyone's confused.
It's pretty much the same. We just, like every other company, we call it a Technoloy heater, but it's a Technoloy rod heater.
Wait, Technoloy. Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.